We begin in Thailand, where a police officer has been killed and dozens more injured in fighting with protesters in Bangkok. Now, the violent clashes began as opposition supporters tried to prevent candidates from being registered for upcoming elections. Now, the Electoral Commission has now urged the government to postpone the polls, which were scheduled for early February. Florence Louis has more from Bangkok.
The government has not issued a statement yet, but a politician from the ruling Thai party has said that they do not agree with any postponement of the elections. The main protest group has also said that the postponement of the election will not meet their demands. They want the Prime Minister and her ministers to step down, and they say that a postponement would only prolong the administration of the interim government. Now, they're very clear in their demands. They say the government has to step down. They don't trust this government anymore, and they're refusing to negotiate.
Okay, for more on this, we have Sunai Pasuk. He's a senior researcher for the Asia division of Human Rights Watch. Sunai Pasuk, good to have you on. Now, looking in from the outside, it is a curious situation. Most other countries, you have demonstrations and protesters on the streets calling for more democracy. In this case, those protesters don't want election. Almost seemingly, they don't want more democracy.
Well, what's happening is more like the anti-government protesters are trying to come up with a political system that will prevent a faction of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra from keep winning in an election. So for them, they are trying to delay an election until they can reset a political system. That's the goal.
And are they likely to be able to do that given the current climate that we're seeing?
Well, the anti-government protesters have already achieved their primary goal. That is to pressure the election commission by using violence and thuggery and prompt the election commission to decide not to organize an election on the scheduled 2nd of February next year.
So, Sunai Pasuk, as someone who has been observing issues there and been observing rallies and demonstrations like this, which has at one time overturned governments, where do you see these particular protests going?
Well, we see a repeating cycle of violence with both sides today. Both the protesters and the police use violence against each other. So it has set a pattern now that by using violence, all sides believe that they can achieve their political goals, which even those goals are clearly anti-democracy. Those goals are in violation of human rights. They are believing that they can do it and get away with impunity.
Now, so far now, the government says that the police have used immense restraint. Can you see this continue given the state we have seen on the streets, especially in the past few hours?
This situation in today's clashes need a serious, transparent and independent investigation. There are reports of injuries from gunshot wounds on both sides. One police officer was shot dead, and at least 10 more are in critical conditions from gunshot wound and from explosions. At the same time, there are reports that protesters, at least one of them was shot in the head by live ammunition. Therefore, there need to be a transparent and credible investigation into the use of violence by both sides, by both the police officers and anti-government protesters.
Sunai Pasuk from Human Rights Watch, good to speak to you. Thank you.